The point is rejection. You want her to reject you. It's not because we want that. It's because it shows who you are as a new man who can handle it, who's not affected. Because then when she rejects you and you go out and you send a selfie with her favorite meal that you know she'd like, and you're like, well, this is awkward. Little video. Want me to drop it off? She still says, no, you're still cool and you got another meal for tomorrow. Who gives a shit?
Sorry I missed the last couple of Zoom calls. This time of year, folks are harvesting and work just, I'm getting pulled in every direction. But
it's all good.
You asked me to have some stat responses ready, and I did not post those because my thing kind of happened on Sunday. Michelle called me Sunday morning, had an issue at the cabin with the washing machine, and it's not really the big deal. We just, anyway, went through that. She kind of likes to be the boss over some things like that. So I tried to do what I could do, control what I could control, and comfort her, let her know I got it. I can deal with it. But we had a little small talk, and she brought up the fact that we most likely wouldn't be having court on Tuesday. And I didn't act like I was surprised. I didn't act like I didn't know. I just kind of talked as little about it as possible. I mean, I heard what she was saying, and I just kind of like, oh, well, why's that? And she said, well, my attorney didn't file the paperwork that she was supposed to file. I'm like, okay, well, what's that mean? And she said, I don't know. I said, okay, well, I guess we'll both find out in due time. Long story short, like I said, we had a little small talk. A few things she said about divorce, and I kind of told her, I get, after 6 months, I get where you're coming from, but I'm still not wanting to head that direction. And I feel like after a while that gets stale, and I don't know that I necessarily stat responded, but I don't think I safe reacted either. I think I was just kind of, is it possible to be kind of in the middle of the road?
Yeah, definitely, dude. Like you're basically controlling your emotional state. You're not reacting poorly, but you're not really responding correctly, right? So that's the first step, William. And of course, you have to be in control of your emotions. This is a very tough subject. Obviously, it's divorce papers, right? So what I want you to think of when you think about stat is, where do you want to go? Like, I would have turned to her and been like, so you're saying we're still married? Grab her hand, try to twirl her, deal with the rejection after that, right? That sends the message. Hold on, William. That sends the message that you were trying to convey with talking your way into her head, heart, vagina, right? You know what I mean? So if you can just send the message without trying to teach her how you feel, right? She just knows it. Remember, guys, you married an intelligent woman, right? In most cases, we don't just marry somebody that we don't find that we can get along intellectually with, right? That we can't. So just remember that when you're stat responding, just go with it. She'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, it's just sometimes difficult with the fear and anxiety, just to be able to, on the cuff, just think of something cute or funny or witty to say, and it's just, sometimes it's, at least for right now, still a struggle just to, I'll say a struggle. I think I'm doing a good job of controlling my emotions, but I just, having a flowing conversation and keeping things light is still a little bit difficult.
Well, when you're dealing with anxiety, and this is also attached to confidence, you're still struggling because the insecurity monster has a grip on you, right? And so what we have to do is a couple things. We have to look at anxiety, so doing more of the anxiety training. You could read Art of Embodiment by G.S. Youngblood. You could go deeper into that. And then the other thing is confidence. If you understand who you are, what you want, where you're going, your true core values, those daily principles, you start to make decisions, say things, act in ways that are backed by who you are, and therefore these back who you are as well. And it's like this virtuous cycle, okay? And then you're not thinking in a fear state when you're trying to communicate. Because right now you're thinking, oh my gosh, if I say the wrong thing, I'm going to push her away. So for example, when I say, so you're saying we're still married, your mind might go, if I do something like that, she might lose her freaking mind, right? but you need to own the direction you want to go. Does that make sense?
It does, on both counts. I think the fear of how she would react to something like that, I don't know if it'd be good or bad. I don't know if it'd be low level of good and possible bad level of bad.
Try not to think about it that way, buddy. I love how you're trying to understand where she's at, but don't do it in a way that you're controlling who you are, because that's not a man in control of himself, right? That's when you start to lose control, and then you make mistakes or mess up with safe reacting versus stat responding, and that's when you start to eventually go down a slippery slope. See, the moment she starts to react poorly, then what do? You start to feel all those feelings that make you want to lose your power. Now, you might not. I think at this stage you won't, right? However, you still want to make sure that you give yourself every opportunity to not fall down the bad path by showing up the way that you want, going the direction that you want to take this. Okay?
I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. It's just really hard where there's just, as I've said before, I know it sounds like a broken record, but there's just not as much interaction as I wish there was, and I don't think there ever will be until, that day she possibly comes home. But
well, okay, that's totally separate things, right? Because
right.
When you're showing up the way that we tell you in the reset, right? When you're doing everything that you know that you need to do, which you've struggled with a little bit as per our last call, right? And so what I want you to understand is the moment you know that, you're full of purpose, you're full of life, you know who you are, your core values, you're not blaming your wife anymore, you know how to respond, and you're doing that instead. Now we're going to introduce man at play. You're going to invite her on dates. You're going to show her what she missed when she doesn't come. You're going to deal with her rejection. You're going to deal with her backlash. You're invading my space, all that stuff. We're going to get in her face without invading her space. And then eventually the idea is you're having more conversations. That's one way we'll do it, not just dating. And these conversations will lead to these other tiers. And then as you work your way up the ladder, the idea is that she is in their home again. And the idea is that you're having all these opportunities. Your opportunities are just different. By that time, life should be good, right? You're looking at it like, well, she's not in the home, so then, I have to be able to do this when she's in the home. Absolutely not. You create your own opportunities when you're divorcing, right?
Right. By the way, today's her birthday. I'm here at the cabin. I'm waiting on the septic man, but I got her a little bit of some flowers, and that was it. A note. I'm not going, it's her birthday. I can't not do anything. But
no, I would definitely give her a birthday gift.
One thing she said the other day that kind of bothered me. I'd given her some space because she's done nothing but beat on me for a big extent of.
Whoa! Stop right there. You can go in a second. You didn't give her space for her then. You took space for you then. Reframe that. I gave her some space because she's been doing nothing but beat on me. That's losing your power.
And she kind of asked for it, so.
That's not the reason. The reason is because you're feeling hurt. That's why you said it. Own it. Understand it. You need to know what your feelings are, dude. You need to understand why you're making decisions the way you make them, or you'll never be a man for you. You're trying to change for her.
She said I had not been contacting her because, she basically said I hadn't been getting in touch with her because I've been drinking a lot. Just not what's going on.
So what did you say?
She really believes that, but that's not what's going on.
I don't care what she thinks. What did you say?
I just told her no. I hadn't been getting in touch with you because.
So stat responded.
I guess if you want.
Literally, just look at her and go, babe. Well, that's just not true, right?
I told her I'll call you anytime you want to talk.
No, dude. Now you're trying. No.
Talk.
No, now you're trying to prove you're a great man instead of just being a great man. You lost the bottle. Very fucking difficult to do. Great job. But now she doesn't believe because she knows the old you. We understand that. Knowledge is power. Now you don't have to prove anything. You are not drinking. So, babe, that's simply not true. That's it.
kind of what I thought I did, but I guess I may have.
No, you're coming across. Next step is you sort of say something like that, and then you're like, but hey, yeah, I'll call you. I'll send you a video message. You can see I'm not slurring. Is basically what you're saying. Yeah, you're like that's trying to prove. You don't have to prove. You need to show up. There's two different ways to do this. And the guy who tries to prove that he's a great man, that guy pushed his wife away. The guy that just shows up, not drinking, in your case here, not giving all the backlash, the blame, all this crap. This guy is just showing up. That's a different man. That's the guy that grabs her attention and gets more opportunities for more conversations. But when you're like, nah, babe, seriously, I'll call you all the time. Like, no problem. Yeah. And you're checking in. Just all you're doing is looking up at the pedestal and she's looking down on you. And she doesn't need the proof. She's getting the feelings out that she doesn't trust you. There's a massive difference.
Maybe she perceived what I said, like you said it. What I was meaning was I wasn't staying away from her for any reason other than she asked me to. And I would love to talk to her anytime she wanted to talk. But I gave her space because I felt like that's what she wanted.
So, babe, that's simply not true. And then you follow that up with, hey, by the way, sounds like you miss me.
Again, anxiety and fear on the fly that just
100%. That's okay. William, you're undoing years and years and years of programming. You can't just change that overnight. There's some things that you'll be better at than other lords, and some lords will be better at this, at other things than that. So you just got to understand, it's not about defending yourself. That's what you're doing here, right? Don't. Just embrace who you are and the part of the process you're in on the journey and keep moving forward. What do I want? Remember, guys, my new thing that I'm telling you guys is focus on what you can't, not what you can. Because what you can't is the fucking problem. What you can is easy. That's why we do it. Okay?
Okay.
You still are. Like, if you think about where you came in, you're way above that. All of these are like little level ups, okay? To do it a little better. But when you are out of control, insecurity grips you, and you go into that fear state, you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to push her away. Oh my gosh, what if this ends up in divorce after all? Oh my gosh, there's no chance if the divorce papers are done. None of that's fucking real. That's your insecurity. Right? Now, we also don't attach the outcome of, oh my gosh, I'm going to show up. This is going to be so great. I'm going to get my wife. This is going to be... No, because that's just changing for her. That's first order change, not second order change. It needs to be for you. Then that guy shows up. He's not proving. He just is. And now he doesn't just do what he can. He does what he can't. He can do a whole lot. And then you're still not done growing because we're never done rising up. This guy just is unstoppable. And that's why divorce papers don't fucking matter. Because nobody else is doing it. The struggle is real, dude. But as you develop these skills, it becomes easy. And then, like I love to tell you guys, when your partner is on board, boom, it's easy. Okay? But dig deep in here first, dude.
I have, my heart wants to ask her if she wants to go out to eat tonight, but I feel like the best move is just to leave these flowers, get what needs to be done here at the house, and just give her space in the day.
No, man, it's her birthday.
It's for her.
It's her birthday. You know, and by the way, what did you do with the flowers? Is it her favorite flowers, or is it just some flowers, or is it just some roses? What did you do?
It's some tulips and lilies, and she's crazy about love.
She loves those? Okay, good. Now put something thoughtful on a card in case she says no, and then deliver them and say, babe, I'd love to take you out for your birthday. Let's go celebrate.
Oh, they're on her table right now. I'm sitting at the cabin waiting on, like I said,
okay, cool.
Septic to pump her tank. So.
Okay, cool. Get your shit done, but make a plan. Invite her. Make the plan, meaning where would she like to go? What would she like to do? Right? And then say, hey, babe, I'm going to pick you up at 7 o'clock. Assume the sale. Okay? Or whatever the time is. We're going to go to XYZ. Make sure you look, however, like, I don't know what she needs to wear. Okay? And then from there, deal with the rejection or go pick your fucking wife up. And if she...
I think it's 1,000,000 to 1 today.
I don't care. It's 1,000,000 to 1 for almost everybody. You putting yourself in this hole is keeping you in this hole. Always knowing it's never going to work. And then begging is essentially what you're doing, right? Showing up needy. You're better and more improved than you were when you started. But now we're still allowing this pain to rule you. The point is rejection. You want her to reject you. It's not because we want that. It's because it shows who you are as a new man who can handle it, who's not affected. Because then when she rejects you and you go out and you send a selfie with her favorite meal that you know she'd like, and you're like, well, this is awkward. You know, little video. Want me to drop it off? She still says, no, you're still cool and you got another meal for tomorrow. Who gives a shit? But you showed up. But when you make decisions, William, about based off what she's going to say, what she's going to do, you're still happy wife, happy life in it. You're still letting her lead you. And how has that worked out for you?
Garbage.
Yeah, man. Don't you want to get the trash out?
Yeah. Is it not fair to say that maybe we're just not to that point yet, though?
Dude, it's her birthday. It's everybody likes their birthday. I hate my birthday and I still want to have a good time. You know, we all have our own shit, right? I hate compliments, but it's still nice to get them. I hate hear Kathryn say, I'm proud of you. I've had to work to accept that. So even if she hates her birthday, you just lead with that. I know you hate your birthday, but I love celebrating you. What an easy excuse. Let's go, babe. 7 o'clock, favorite restaurant. Find a show, see if there's a show after. Make it sound exciting. Like you did more than you ever would have before. Like you thought about her. You know? And you go for it, dude. You go for it. That's where you want to be. You know, you started this whole call with, I don't have the same opportunities. Create them. And it's not that we want the rejection. Of course we want her to say yes. But either way, you get to show up. She goes with you, you show up. She sees you as a different man. Especially if you're in control of your emotions. Especially if you're not coming at decisions based off her mood. Based off her energy. You're in man in control. You impact after that. Stat respond. There's clearly no loss of power if you're using your man with impact. Right? And now she sees that. Flip side, she rejects you. Cool. I love it. Because rejection is the fastest way to show that you are the new man. Because you don't whine, you don't cry, you don't get angry, you don't get frustrated. You just stat respond. And then you're a freaking man at play. And you show her what she missed. Or if she does go on the date and she gets triggered, happens. I remember Kathryn just lost her poop one day. Saw, I think, a Cowboys game, reminded her of this big fight we'd had at this restaurant. We were at the same table we always sat at when we went there. She lost her poop. If I would have known back then what I'm telling you now, I just would have turned that around and been fun. Would have been awesome. Instead, I lost my power. I didn't teach myself what I'm teaching you guys at that time. Just own it. This is the most beautiful freaking opportunity. Okay?